The son of the most politically persecuted man in history ever, EVP of the Trump Organization and author of a fantastic new book, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation. Also, huge congrats, Eric. You had the American Bitcoin go public this week. I mean, that's incredible.
And Carl, congratulations on the 6 o'clock slot. I think I was the first guest when you first got onto Newsmax, and I'm honored to be your first guest at 6 o'clock time slot. You've done an incredible job, and we're proud of you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But, back to this. It's like, people can get out of jail for doing anything they want. Your dad gets, he folds an envelope wrong, felony.
Well, I mean, I sat in all those courtrooms. It's actually what I talk about in Under Siege, right? I mean, that's exactly what they did to us. They put us under siege. They wanted to bankrupt us. They wanted to tear apart our family. They wanted to make sure he was in a jail block for the rest of his life. They tried everything they could to destroy us. Listen, Al Capone was charged 1 felony count. My father was charged 91 total felony counts. I go through every single one of them in the book for doing absolutely nothing wrong, all because they didn't want him to ever become commander-in-chief. They didn't charge him before 2016. It wasn't until he dared to run again, and they knew that he had built the greatest political movement in the history of our country, that they decided to throw the book at him. And guess who did it? All incredibly, far left, in the most blue districts, right? Washington, D.C., New York City, Fulton County, Georgia. All these cities, that's where they went after him. They wanted to put the guy behind bars. They wanted to see our family get taken down. They wanted us to be bankrupt. They wanted to see the Trump Organization destroyed. And by the way, for every story, Carl, that you reported on, and this is what I go into in the book, but every story you reported on, there was 100 behind the scenes that the American public never saw in their weaponization to just take out my family and my father, who, by the way, is doing a great job. And that clip that you just showed of that scene on the South Lawn today was exactly why Donald Trump won every single battleground state, won the popular vote. That's exactly what people want, because people don't want disorder in this nation.
No, but the problem is they won't even admit it. And people like J.B. Pritzker, okay, this guy, instead of saying, hey, man, yes, we do have a problem. We had 570 people murdered just last year. He is responding to your dad's tweet about, there's a reason they call it Chirac or, Shafghanistan or something like that. J.B. Pritzker said, the president of the United States is threatening to go to war with an American city. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Donald Trump isn't a strong man. He's a scared man. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator. That's not the problem. The meme is not the problem. You have people being murdered every single week. That's the problem.
Carl, a dear friend of mine, lives right on Michigan Avenue, came out of a building and absolutely got savagely attacked. A guy who was courageous ran over and saved her life, got beaten half to death. One of my closest friends in Chicago. This happens every single day. And what's my father saying? I want American cities to be safe. I want them to be clean. I want them to be prosperous. I don't want graffiti. I want grass in the fields at the parks. I want little kids to be able to walk through without seeing, some homeless guy expose himself to everybody. This is what's happening all over the place. And by the way, the results speak for themselves. Look at the difference in Washington, D.C. in a 3-week period of time, right, in terms of crime. This problem can be solved. We saw the movie. We saw the case study of this, and we've seen it over the last 30 days. The problem is they don't have the will to do it, right? I mean, the cops are incredible in this country. Law enforcement is incredible. If you empower them to do a job, they will do the job. Then you stack on top of that, the federal government and obviously what the National Guard did. And it's a pretty unstoppable, scene. But when you go after law enforcement, when you go after them personally for everything, when you, attack them, when you undermine the profession, at some point they also give up and say, this crap isn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, it's something also beyond all this stuff. The news story today is that the stupid drawing, that your dad allegedly gave to Epstein. And you and I actually were sitting around joking about this a while back when it first came out. We were like, this is the most absurd stuff in the world. But Mike Johnson is walking back. Last week he said, he was an FBI asset in the whole prosecution of this. Then he tried to walk it back. So this is the dumbest thing in the world.
I can tell you my father does not sketch out cartoon drawings. I mean, it's insane. Not to mention Epstein's lawyer said he asked specifically about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump never once came up, and there was no correlation. And it's ironic, given that my father was the very guy that threw him out of the club because he thought he was a scumbag. My father's intuition was actually incredibly right. But I mean, listen, they've tried everything. It's no different than the Russian hoax. I mean, listen, the New York Times, the same people who are going to, by the way, try and do everything they can to keep me from becoming the #1 bestseller, you better believe, they were the ones that got Pulitzer Prizes for writing about the Russia hoax, something that was untrue And they didn't even give back the prizes, right? I mean, this is a level of dementia in the mainstream media, and there are so few people. I mean, you literally have Carl Higbie and about 3 others that get it right every night, and the rest of them. But you know what, Carl? People don't buy it anymore. You know, people no longer trust the mainstream media. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody else. And it's why, despite having negative 98% media coverage, my father can still win the popular vote. He can still win every single swing state, and the guy is ultimately back in the most powerful office in the world doing an incredible job, making us all very proud.
After they tried to shoot him in the head.
Twice.
Twice. Under Siege, my family's fight to save our nation. It comes out October 14th. I already pre-ordered my copy. I would encourage everybody to do the same. And even if you don't read too much, like I don't read too good, I bought it because I want you to be #1, just to give a middle finger to whoever's, trying to keep you down.
Thank you. I want to do the same thing.
All right.
Take care, my friend. Congratulations on the show.
Thank you so much. Eric Trump. See you soon.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.